What you're saying? Like just all like 18 Marvel movies.
Most of them are on Netflix.
No, they're not. Only the latest ones.
Listen to you. What are you, the expert on Netflix now?
Wow.
If it has to do with a comic book movie, I'm pretty. It doesn't have anything to do with Netflix. It just has to do with comic book movies because anything from Civil War on they have because they only have Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Civil War, Doctor Strange. And that's it so far. So
I have all of them. So there. So I think I don't have Iron Man 3.
That's okay.
But I'm connected to Bailey's thing, and he has it.
I'm not even sure I saw 3.
That's all right.
2 was the one with Mickey Rourke, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's start.
All right.
Oh, we didn't. Oh.
April 29th, 2018. You're listening to What's Happening in Cleveland with your host, Kevin Baird.
Don Anderson.
And Larry Mack.
I got confused there.
Brian's watching Devil's Night instead of being on the show. We post on Facebook.
As long as it's the first one with Linnea Quigley.
Yeah, okay. Not really watching it. I mean, I know him.
Oh no, he does Night of the Demons. Never mind.
He says he's watching something. He's not watching anything. He puts it on. He puts it on for other people that are in the room.
He's listening to it in the background while he plays World of Warcraft.
So he stares at his phone. Like if you put the movie on and then you immediately go on to Facebook to tell people that you're watching the movie, rather than after the movie like I do, then I know you're not actually watching the movie. You're just
I say when I started.
You're bored. You're bored. On attention.
Because people
look at me. Look at me.
People don't check my Facebook to find out what I was doing before. Like my fans want to know what I'm doing now. Damn it! Because maybe they'll be like, "Holy shit, you're watching a Serbian film? I am on my way over."
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
I'll bring the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix and chill with Serbian film.
All right, let's start with Don. Don, how was your week this week?
Oh, hi, everybody. And I look at my screen and I just see these monsters walking.
I know. What the fuck are we looking at?
Krampus Day or something.
Slovenian Kurentavan Parade in Cleveland.
Yeah.
February 11th.
Look at all those people.
Of this year.
Guys. All the guys on a mini bike. Anyways, week was all right. The usual stupid work, dealing with people, and nothing happened at work. Just the usual good times. Went to Adams last night, and always a good time. I did a Facebook video, so if you go on my Facebook page, you'll see the video. It's a quick one, just telling people, hey, hold on, we're going to be there shortly. Yes, I told you I'd be back in spring, and it is springtime, but here in Cleveland, it's still 30 degrees, and we couldn't sit on the porch yet. So
it's winter part 2.
Right. January 98th. Other than that, I had the dilemma of going through my head, just as Larry was talking about right as soon as I got on here. Man, maybe I should go see Black Panther before Infinity War. Maybe I should get Thor Ragnarok, and maybe I got to watch these movies before I go see, Infinity War. And the answer is no. So what I just told Larry was that you should probably see Thor Ragnarok. Fortunately for me, I'm stupid and I read spoilers, and I'm just like, I don't care. I'm never going to see it. So I just, I was like, I'll watch it eventually. Let me see what's going on. So today I took Sophie to the movie theater, and it was weird because I went on Fandango to get tickets, and everywhere I looked, there was like a seat here, because I only go for the reserved seating because I'm not fighting people and ending up in the first row because people decided to show up 5 hours early, camp out. So I was like, well, fuck it, reserve seating. That way I know where I'm at. I get it. But every theater had a seat here, a seat here, a seat here. And it's like, personally, I don't mind if Sophie sits across the theater. But as a parent, I probably should be sitting next to my child during a movie. Yes.
I don't care, but I'm sure I probably should.
I should be sitting next to my 12-year-old so that some stranger isn't. But so we finally, I found this movie theater in Brunswick, oddly enough, because because we always go to Strongsville Mall. So I was like, I'll check the Strongsville Mall Theater. And they didn't have any tickets, but there's this one right around the corner at Brunswick. The place was half empty.
Yep.
Like we were in the middle of the theater and there was nobody in front of us. And I was just like, wow, we paid like $6 to get in. It was $6.50 to get in. I was like, this is insane. Like, it's opening weekend, Infinity War. Place is half empty. It's super cheap. I'm buying popcorn. So,
honey, we're celebrating.
Yeah, I was like, we're getting a popcorn, and if you're lucky, if they got a deal, you're getting a soda with it too. And we did. And now all I can taste and smell is popcorn. Oh, it's so gross. It's so good when you're watching the movie, but then like afterwards, you're just like, nah. So, because it's just, you know.
No, I got you. My daughter has a job working at a theater. And every day when I have to pick her up after work, she gets in the car. I'm like, you need to go home and shower.
Yeah. You smell like popcorn and Twizzlers.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, I mean, it was a good week. Nothing major. Tumbling with Tumbleweed was last Tuesday at 11. It'll be this Tuesday at 11 as well. And maybe I'll talk more about the Avengers. Who knows? That's it.
Did you, just out of curiosity, did you get your driver's license thing all squared away? Is that over now? Are you all done with that?
Yeah, I talked about that last week on Tumbling with Tumbleweed.
No, well, I mean, you don't have to give me a long story. You could just, just because I'm way behind on tumbling, so I was just curious how that ended up.
No, that's cool. It was the 20th of April. I had to go to court.
Of course you did.
And oddly enough. And yeah, it was all right. I walked in there and there was some dude and he was like, hey, are you here because of your license? And I'm like, yeah, I think we all are. And he's like,
yeah,
he's like, yeah. So he goes, I am. And I said, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, cool. And he goes, thing is, my license was valid. And I just looked at him. I'm like, yeah, well, I don't care. I'm not the judge.
Cool story, bro.
I'm like, I don't know why you're telling me. I don't care. And he's like, he goes, no, it was expired. But I mean, it was still valid. And I'm just looking at him and I go, so your license is expired? And he goes, yeah, but I mean, I'm still a valid driver. And I was like, well, no, you're not. I'm like, if your license is expired, and then the best thing that could happen is that he went before me, so I got.
So you looked awesome.
Yeah, so I was like, this is going to be good. And he walked up there, and the judge was like, so how do you da 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 da? And he goes, well, my license was valid. She goes, it says here that your license was expired. He goes, well, yeah, it expired 2 days before that. And she looks at him. She goes, and he goes, well, I'm still a valid driver. And she goes, it doesn't matter if it's a day or if it's a year. If your license is expired, your license is expired. She's like, I don't know. And she's like, and you got pulled over for speeding. So it's like, you're driving around with an expired license and you go ahead and speed. Like, listen, sir, here's how it's going to work. And she told him, and he was just like, oh, okay, then we'll just do that. And it's just like, I'm sitting there like, what the hell is wrong with it? I was the only white person in the court. I mean, other than
the judge.
No. I think she was like Latino of some sort. But yeah, so that's, I mean, I went in there. I got in. She was like, you got your stuff done? I said, yeah. She's like, how do you plead? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, here you go. Chunk, go pay your fine. I sat there waiting longer than it took for me to go talk to her and pay the fine. So it's over and settled. It's all good. Until I forget another child support payment, in which case then I'm screwed.
You don't got too much longer. 5 years or something?
6.
You can ask Larry what freedom is like soon.
It's awesome.
It won't matter. Even when it's all over and stuff, they're going to be like, you're so far behind.
Yep. Yep. They will absolutely do that, by the way, just so we're all on the same page.
Oh.
Absolutely how it works.
Oh, I get it. It's not like you're like, oh, you know what? I'm behind.
I'll just wait it out till she's 18, and then I'm free.
Right.
No.
Right. No.
Okay.
Not how we do this.
Larry, how was your week?
Fuck the government. That's how my week was. So first of all, this might have actually been the week before, but whatever.
Oh yeah.
There's something.
That's amazing.
Inherently wrong. So I did all my tax stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to do my city taxes, and I couldn't log into the online thing that my city has. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll just get the paper thing and fill it out and whatever. Hey, you know what? It's on me. Waited till the last minute. So I went down, got the paperwork, line out the door, but I was like, I'm fairly intelligent. I can figure out my city taxes. So I grabbed the paperwork, come home. It's Friday. It's like the day before it's due or whatever. Get it all done. I need to print out my W-2s and all that stuff. My printer takes a shit. And I'm like, you know what? Whatever. I'll do this Monday. So I suppose on some level that's on me. But there is something inherently shitty about charging a late fee when someone files taxes that they didn't owe money on. I get it if I owe you money and I'm late. Okay. But if I don't owe you money and it took me an extra day to tell you, hey, I don't owe you anything. Charging me a late fee for that is kind of shitty. So I had to pay a late fee for filing my city taxes that I didn't owe money on. Doing the whole trying to find a new job thing. Had a interview Monday, talked last week about getting a suit, going through that whole thing, spending a bunch of money that I don't have lying around, and Monday morning canceled my interview because the hiring manager is out sick. I was like, okay, we'll reschedule, no problem. I didn't tell them. Besides, I have a phone interview Tuesday for a different position, so screw you guys. So Tuesday I had a phone interview for a different position. We probably haven't talked about this in a few years now because it hasn't come up. I cannot interview for shit. I am terrible. And these are both jobs within the company. So they already know me. They have all my performance evaluations. They know I'm awesome. I know I'm awesome. I know that they know that I'm awesome. I'm still a blithering idiot when I have to talk to them and tell them that I'm awesome. Totally.
Awesome, I am.
We get through the actual interview part. I'm like, you know what? This one is actually going pretty well, I think. This is I think I got this. This is this job. On the one hand, it's totally perfect for me because it's a lot of the same stuff I've been doing, and it's a project-oriented job, and the project that it's for, I've been working on in my current role for the last 6 months, so I know the project already. I'm intimately familiar with it. I would be writing the procedures and all that for when they roll this thing out. I've done the risk assessments on it. No, I don't use the system, but I know all the people who will be using the system. I know, boom. Oh, you want procedures? My whole previous role was writing procedures. I got this. I'm awesome. And we get to that. I hate this question. We get to that thing where, do you have any questions for me? Now, you can't say no, because if you say no, you're not interested, you're not paying attention, you haven't thought about it, you haven't done your homework. So I was like, I do have a couple questions, because I was ready for that question, because they always ask it to fuck you. So my first question, I threw up my first question, and it was perfect. I was like, that was a good, intelligent question. And the interviewer was like, you know what, that's actually a good question. And we go through it, and I was like, that makes total sense. And I was golden. Then I had another question.
I
was like,
where's the bathroom?
I was like, I got another question. The only way I could have asked a worse question would have been if I asked about vacation time or something like that. Like, is it cool if I take off the first month? That would have been a worse question, but it's the only one I think I could have asked that would have been worse. So I was like, well, what about this? It's like, well, if you're looking for that, this might not be the role for you. I was like, no. Fuck, I said that wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even what I meant to ask. God damn it.
And then if you try to backtrack, then it just looks like you're backtracking.
Yeah. Then it totally looks like, oh no, that's fine. I was just asking. I don't actually care what the answer was. So yeah. So that was my phone interview. Haven't heard from them, but that was only Tuesday. Also, was scheduled to go get an endoscopy. Gonna shove a camera down my throat, find out why I'm spitting up blood every so often, and why like a glass of water gives me indigestion, and why just why I'm dying. And I go and see the doctor, and if you've been listening to the show, you know this is now like the 4th doctor I've gone to. Verdict from this doctor: I'm fat. Like, he was basically like, you know what? We're totally not going to shove a camera down your throat because I'm looking at you. You're fat. Your problem is you're fat. And I'm like, okay, I know I'm fat. I've been fat for years.
Dealing with that.
I haven't had constant abdominal pain. Pretty sure this thing right here is a hernia and throwing up blood. I haven't been doing that though. Like that seems new to me because I think I would have noticed that. He's like, no, you're fat. Stop being fat. Here's some foods you should probably not eat so much of. Here's some foods you should probably eat but won't. And here's a prescription for an antacid, basically.
Because Tums just won't cut it.
I was like, I do get heartburn a lot, but I'm pretty not sure that that's my actual problem, but you know what? I see the way this conversation is going, so thanks. Now, on some level, I get it. Like you have to address the fact that dude is fat before you can even start looking at other stuff to see if there's an issue. I understand that, but the whole paying multiple doctors thousands of dollars to tell me that I'm fat. I mean, all I need to do is go to the bar and ask any girl there if she wants to go out with me. She'll tell me I'm fat for free. But
they probably won't, Larry. They're usually nice. So let's tell you they have a boyfriend that's
right, something. Right, yeah. And then she'll ask some other guy. And that has been my week.
Well, I called some guy about my driveway. Supposed to call me back today. Didn't. I'll call them tomorrow and see what's going on. It's kind of weird having a contractor call you on a Sunday. It was his wife telling me he'll call me. I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to get the driveway, the walk, the porch, and probably a concrete pad put in for the shed, but it's going to depend on how much everything's going to cost. I got some money, but I ain't got stupid money. So it depends on just where it is on that chart.
I learned early on, like 5 minutes after buying my house, anything I want to do with my house is stupid money.
Pretty much.
I was like, wait. It costs what? Like I just went because one of the houses I was looking at had just like the gravel, and I was like, you know what? How much can it really cost to put in a cement driveway? Fuck that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going to be paying is the fuck that price, but we'll see. And then like I don't know. I got some other house stuff that I gotta start. I gotta fix some screens and stuff on the house, and because they got holes in them for like 2 years now. I'm like, I should probably fix that. The problem with I can fix the screens, but the problem with contractors coming for the driveway and stuff too is that like I live in North Royalton, so immediately that's just gonna put an extra 10% on whatever the bill is because they think I can pay it. So maybe
and
they're
also
right.
because anything you do at all in North Royalton probably requires a permit.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, he's just fixing my screen door. Yeah, we know.
Permits and inspections.
Yeah.
And probably lots of code violations and other things in this stupid town.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you have a faulty screen door? Violation.
Yeah. And then I know, too, like, I got these big pine trees next to my driveway. I know those are going to be a problem. So I might have to take those down. That'll be more money because I'm not cutting them down. I'll be in my neighbor's fucking living room if I have to cut them down. So, and then I was doing some gardening stuff and car stuff. Bought one of those car jumper things again.
The Evel Knievel doll. Oh.
No, like one of those things that give your battery dies because my big car. It's whack.
That was my big joke of the day.
Those things were cool, man. They're kids. I don't know why they don't just keep making those because those were really fun. Some kids don't really go outside anymore, so too afraid someone's going to steal their kids. And you know, why would you want to steal a kid? They're terrible. Young kids,
right?
They're just not something you really want to like have. Like, it's just smelly and make a big mess and a racket. It's just horrible.
Oh, it's a racket, man.
Like, keep your teenage daughters in the house. That makes sense to me.
No.
There are guys out there that are going to totally grab your daughter, take her somewhere.
Yeah, that's why when people are over my house, I prefer that they not watch television or check Amber Alerts on their phone, especially if they're going to be going anywhere near my basement. You don't need to be paying attention to nothing.
Please.
Plus, kids are great at being spies because they don't have any like.
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. They're just going to come right up and tell you. They're going to be like, that guy's got a gun, Dad. You know what I mean? And you're going to be like, what? If they're locked in your house, then all they're going to do is tell other people about what you're doing. It's just no good for you.
Well, if they're telling other people, then you've done a shitty job of locking them in your house.
Well, that's true. There is that. I was at the, where was I? I was at Walmart, and I was doing, because I go to Home Depot, and I pick up stuff, and then while I'm there, because Walmart's right next door, I also get my groceries at Walmart. Normally, I don't go grocery shopping at Walmart, but I'm saving a trip. So while I'm in Walmart getting my groceries, this kid's like walking with his mom, and he's like, Daddy's got other girls that he sees. He's like, he better not. That'll make Mommy very angry. And he's like, he does. I'm like, that kid's, he's not helping his dad out.
No,
he's going down when he gets home. He's got that poor guy. He's going to be at home. He's going to be like, hey, honey, how did it go? Why is she so mad at me? You know what I mean? Right. He's going to be like fucking slamming doors and shit.
It's like, I know your secret. And he's like, what are you talking about? I don't have a secret.
Did something happen while you guys were at the grocery store? The kid won't know. He'll be like, no, I'm going outside.
She'll be like, tell me about it and I won't be mad. And he's going to be like, I don't know what I did.
No idea what happened.
Yeah, and for our younger listeners, because we always try to impart good life, advice. If your girlfriend, wife, whomever, ever says, "Just tell me and I won't be mad," do not tell her because she will absolutely be mad.
She's gonna lie. Yeah, she's lying.
Yeah.
You don't fall for that trick.
Yeah, there's lots of things that you just generally have to lie about.
Yeah.
And, because you think to yourself, like, well, I can just be honest with her. You can, but you don't want to.
Right.
Because that's just, it's going to come back. It's going to come back is what it is.
When your woman says that, it's exactly the same as when you were a kid and your parents told you, if you just tell the truth, you won't get in trouble.
Like, if you think it's just like an off-the-cuff remark or something that she'll forget, she's not going to. And 5 to 7 years later, she's going to bring it up again, and you're gonna feel like an idiot that you ever said it.
And even if it's just dumb shit, like it'll be like 5 years later. Yeah, remember when we were watching that movie and you said you wished I could be more like that girl? And you're like, honey, I was making a joke about the movie 5 years ago. Jesus Christ. Well, you're not getting laid tonight. What?
I didn't even know I had the option. That's usually the next response.
Yeah, was that going to happen anyhow?
Right. Yeah. All right, let's do our drinking game. If you've never played before, basically we're going to read off the Cleveland news, and if it involves a shooting, you have to drink. If it happens on Cleveland's east side, you have to drink. If Jennifer Cha-Cha is the person who gives the bad news, you have to drink. And if we get all three, that's a hat trick. You have to finish the bottle. And also, if a house is shot at, which occasionally happens in this town, you have to drink. Orange, Ohio. A resident reported April 24th that he and his wife are divorced, but they still have joint ownership of their former house, where lately she has been removing light fixtures. When police, that's some petty shit right there.
Right, I know. Really?
I mean,
move on with your life.
you took your furniture and everything out. Now you just got to go in. I mean, what's next? You're going to peel the paint off the walls? This is my paint. This is my half of the paint.
Peel the paint off the walls, take it to your new house, and like tape it onto the wall.
Right. I have memories about this paint. It's
Yeah. Come home, like half the carpeting is tore up.
While police said this was a civil matter, the man noted for documentation purposes that he had a concealed carry permit and that she always arrives at the old house with her brother, who also carries a gun and has been sporting a bulletproof vest lately as well. He was advised to
Dear
contact
Lord,
police
what
prior to or during any future encounters.
How acrimonious was this divorce?
Apparently enough that that guy felt that he should go over there with a gun and body armor
Vest.
while she takes the light fixture. He's
Sometimes it's called being smart. I don't go over my ex-wife's house without a crucifix and holy water.
Paynesville, Ohio. Willoughby Hills police officer Craig Anderson, no relation, did not mince words Thursday during a sentencing hearing for the man who shot him at his partner at a BMW car dealership. This is in the past, but go ahead and drink.
Go ahead, drink.
Anderson labeled Timothy S. Schmidt a coward for shooting him and fellow Willoughby Hills police officer Corey Planasek during the September 28th confrontation at Classic BMW. Both officers suffered serious injuries and spent months recovering. Quote, "You tried to kill me, you son of a bitch," Anderson angrily told Schmidt in Lake County Common Pleas Court. I don't know if that's what he sounds like, but Schmidt, 31, was sentenced to 44 and a half years in prison for 2 counts of felonious assault on a peace officer and 1 count of resisting arrest in the incident.
The true tragedy of the story, though, is I also used to buy like some pot off of that guy. So for the next 44 years, if anybody has a hookup,
Yeah. Seeing a guy
44 and a
that tried
half.
to kill you, that's
44 and
pretty
a half
tough.
years.
Planasek said after the hearing. Schmidt told Judge Eugene A. Lucci that he suffered from heroin addict. That's what it says. It says not addiction. It says he suffered
addict.
from heroin addict.
I have a bad case of heroin addict.
Maybe keep that guy away from you. That's the heroin addict. Causes
That's a
too
new
much
game.
suffering.
That's a new PlayStation game.
And then he got scared
POV.
when Planasek and Anderson realized he had active warrants for his arrest. He tried to run and open fire when Planasek caught him near the entrance of the car dealership's garage. I was in a terrible place, Schmidt said during the sentencing hearing.
Yeah, it was in the garage.
I was feeling unhealthy and mad at the world. Unhealthy? I think I'll just shoot some officers. I got a cough. Got a bit of a cough. Got a little fever. Thought it was time. Just maybe I'll feel better if I just shoot the police. Okay. Move on. At least those guys live. An Akron family had to duck for cover after their home was caught in the middle of a rolling gun battle Thursday evening.
Drake.
That's double drink. It's a shooting and a house was shot. leading to their home being riddled by more than a dozen gunshots. And if you're really adventurous, that's a dozen drinks.
Actually, that's a dozen. That's a dozen shots at a house, so it's 2 dozen drinks.
Yeah, that's true. The family is now looking at moving out of the rental home just 2 months after moving in. Yeah, it's probably the wrong house to have picked. Like, don't mind those little holes in the house. So we're gonna fix those. That's just the kids were playing, and they like to poke holes, like maybe like 2 inches of plywood. They poke holes through there. Well, yeah, get a little adventurous. Then 2 hours Thursday evening, several homes and vehicles were hit by 2 separate drive-by shootings in the area of Raymond and Campbell Streets, in addition to 7th Avenue and Chittenden Street. According to Akron Police, around 5:30, officers were dispatched to the area around Raymond Street after a resident reported hearing gunshots. The wayward gunfire shattered the man's front window, a fish tank, and a lamp. 11 shell casings were discovered, police said. I don't know, man. You live in a neighborhood where your fish tank gets shot up and you haven't done anything wrong. It is time to move. I mean, shit. If everything else that probably is going wrong in that neighborhood didn't jump out at you as being an obviously bad neighborhood, once your fish tank gets shot up while you're home, that's it. 2 hours later, officers said a home on Chittenden Street was punctured by more than a dozen rounds. Ashley Lego, her fiance Willie Davis, and their children were just sitting down for dinner when the gunfire started. My fiance said, "Get down on the ground. There's people out there shooting," Lego said. We got down, and after everything was said and done, our house had been shot 13 times. 4-year-old son was there. As my fiance was shielding him, my son looks over at my fiance and asks him if he's going to go fight the bad guys. He said, "Buddy, you can't find a bad guy. You can't," it says fine, "but you can't find a bad guy with a gun." In the moments after the shooting, officers reported seeing an unoccupied Dodge minivan rolling. Yep, there it goes again, minivans. Goddamn minivans are always in every crime that we talk about. Rolling near the intersection.
Because everybody assumes
that they're just family.
Right. Everybody thinks, oh, it's just a mom.
3 males were running from the vehicle when officers and a police canine captured all 3. Good job, dog. Captured 3 people. 17-year-old male was arrested on weapons charges. A 15-year-old and a 19-year-old male were also detained. Additional charges are pending. Solon, Ohio. Let's go ahead and drink. Funny you say. Solon man was conned out of $900 earlier this month after a scammer told him he was holding his father hostage with a gun to his head.
You know, I swear I'm gonna kill him.
You know, if that was Larry's dad would just have to die. Because Larry's not going to get $900 together in time.
I lost it. Huh? You can't hear you over the music.
He's eating snacks. See, is the music loud for you?
It comes in and out. It goes up, it goes down.
Because I was asking Larry when he first came on if the music was loud. He said it was very quiet. I was trying to figure out why it changes. So I was going to ask you when you came on, but I forgot.
No.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Larry, you back now?
Yeah, sorry, I had to go rescue
Take a shit. It's fine.
I had to go rescue one of the varmints.
We were just saying that a Solon man was conned out of $900 earlier this month after a scammer told him he was holding his father hostage with a gun to his head.
Yes, I caught the first part of that.
Yeah, and then I was saying that if it was your dad, he would have to die.
Well, no, he would just have to give the guy the $900. he'd be like, my son ain't gonna help you, but I will gladly give you the money myself.
Right. That's exactly.
But like, I don't know what the actual scam part of it was. It seems to me like that's the sort of thing I might verify.
It says, according to a Solon police report, the 22-year-old victim thought the scam was real because the caller knew his name. The scammer told the victim to go to the nearest Walmart and wire the money to a person in Puerto Rico, or his father would be killed.
Yeah, so see, like, I think my first thing would be like a quick text. Dad, you good?
True. And the fact that he was probably just sending that money to the cam girl that asked him for the money that he was talking to.
Yeah.
From Puerto Rico.
I also noticed we're kind of randomly defining the East Side kind of broadly. Like Solon counts, but like Orange and Willoughby Hills don't.
Well, they can. You just got to say something because I'm not paying attention. I mean, I don't know where. I kind of know where Orange is. I do not know where Willoughby Hills is. Is that south? Is it east?
East.
Okay. I don't know.
Willoughby Way.
It's like right next to your brother.
Yeah.
Look, there's a Twilight Zone episode about Willoughby, Ohio.
There is.
Yeah, I think it's like Go to Willoughby or something. And that didn't look like it was on the east side of Cleveland at all. Just wanted to say, I thought Willoughby was some country town.
In the early 60s, late 50s, Willoughby, Ohio may have looked like that.
Yeah. Now you guys are making me think that it completely looks like a project. Just fine. It'd be pretty funny though. This guy sees his dad. He's like, "Dad, you're free. What happened with the hostage thing?" What?
The hell are you talking about?
I saved your life.
Yeah.
You gonna give me the money back? No, what? No. After weeks of silence about the Amazon bid, the Greater Cleveland Partnership released a vague video about some of Cleveland's strengths, but it never went into any details about why they offered or pitched Amazon to land their second headquarters. When the results of the top 20 finalists came in, nearby cities like Pittsburgh and Columbus made the list, but not Cleveland. Channel News 5 submitted a public records request to the city of Cleveland to find out what exactly was in that bid. But after a month without an answer, we followed up with an email, then another email, then another, until our station had to file a formal complaint about excessive delays. In that time, News 5 took the matter to the court. While we still haven't received our ruling, another media outlet did. On Friday, the court ruled that the Northeast Ohio Area-Wide Coordinating Agency, that's a mouthful, failed to show that any information in the HQ document constitutes a trade secret. That means they'll have to tell the public what exactly is in the bid. While we still don't know what's in the bid yet, we should very soon.
Knowing the current Cleveland leadership, my guess is nothing because they didn't file it in time or something ridiculous like that because Cleveland is led by a bunch of jackasses.
You can also see the state of the Cleveland economy in the sense that this makes news. Not that Amazon had a headquarters.
Yeah, that we're not sure
Cleveland was going to be in there, but that we don't believe that the people in charge
even tried.
Right. And so now we had to take them to court, and they didn't even give us the answers. That shows you how fucked up that is. That we had to go to court in order to get it.
Look, we just want to know if you even asked them to consider coming here.
Right.
We're really busy. That's a trade secret.
Yeah. That's the state of Cleveland, right? That totally puts everything right. Sizes it all up. Strongsville, Ohio. By the way, some of these are not crime. That isn't obvious. I tried to find some upbringing news.
The upbringing news is so far as the Cleveland economy is in the toilet.
Well, they won the award to get the document. I thought that was sort of positive. That was our bit of positive news.
The positive news is one of our news outlets successfully sued the city.
Yeah, to get the rejection document from the Amazon bid.
to find out why Amazon isn't coming here.
It's slim pickings, man. Strongsville, Ohio. Strongsville City Schools will be adding 2 additional resource officers to buildings in order to increase security as part of the district's overall safety plan. The officers will be in place starting on April 30th and will be very, very bored because no one's going to shoot up the school. With the current resource officer that's probably there, and now there's 2 more, is the easiest job ever. Strongsville Board of Education approved the additional security measures as a way to provide increased safety at the district's preschools and elementary schools, according to a school spokesperson. Pretty sure I'm just gonna look. I'm
preschool.
going out on a limb. Preschool's probably all right. Probably all right. Yeah, somebody could come in, and the preschoolers might not be ready for them. I guess that's true, but
They won't be able to defend themselves.
you know,
The preschoolers, they have small arms.
Yeah, for everybody listening outside the Cleveland area, Strongsville isn't where we typically have these problems.
no, but the thing is that they already have a resource officer, generally not doing anything. They
Right.
decided to hire two more
To generally not do anything.
based on no crime that's happened at those schools. And now those people are going to have to protect. I mean, I don't.
We've been incident free with the one guy. Imagine how much more incident free we could be with three.
Right. I'm all for just keeping one guy around so that you could potentially, add that bit of doubt in a potential shooter's head. Like, maybe this is the day he's at the preschool, so I'll go shoot up the mall instead or something.
Right.
But having a whole bunch of them really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But whatever. I guess hooray for the kids that are safe. But obviously that school's got too much money. The schools in Cleveland probably need those resource officers
Right.
more than Strongsville does. Lakewood, Ohio. Every day, people around the world work to open their own business, but oftentimes only a small percentage of people succeed. One Lakewood man beat the odds after 7 years of saving up and with the support of a small group of people believed in his dream. Larry Mack is going to open his own bar. No, where it all started, Peter Stancato gave rock climbing a try for the first time in 2011 while in Columbus for a wedding. It only took one time and he was hooked, or rather obsessed. I was a stranger to the sport and I fell in love, Stancato said. Days after his first climb, he got an idea. He was going to open his very own rock climbing gym. I couldn't shake the itch, he said. Don't you just buy like one of those walls and then just some harnesses and rope? And you're just like, there you go. Climb that and pay me money. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, really.
And you buy some loud ass music. You buy that.
Is it loud now?
Yeah, see? I told you it goes up and down.
I know. I haven't touched anything on it.
As soon as it turns into some gay bubblegum pop chick, like, is
it
Kevin talking?
Is it lower now?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, again, I can't hear any difference
Not
in
for
it.
long.
That is very much my inspiration for opening my Irish pub. I was like, it's drinking is something I love to do. I want to do it for a career.
Yeah, but if you watch Bar Rescue,
I know.
If you guys hear it loud, just tell me. I was trying.
Not only do I watch it, I actually do sit there with my notebook taking my notes.
yeah, you gotta take. That's what I do with all the Gordon Ramsay shows. That's why I was like, I'll open up a restaurant. I know everything Gordon Ramsay wants me to do.
Yep.
Sorry.
So with Startup, Lakewood's helping his entire life. I skipped it anyway. You guys helped me skip a whole big chunk of that crap. In his entire life savings of $30,000, Nostro's rock climbing gym was officially born. It began construction in the fall of 2017 with more than 200 volunteers who helped. That's a lot of volunteers to build a 14-foot tall climbing wall.
Yeah.
That can't be right. People got us here, Stancato said. This wouldn't have happened without them. Nostro's rock climbing gym had its grand opening on March 8th, Stancato's 30th birthday. But unfortunately, his mother won't be around to see him live out the dream. She passed away on April 9th. Okay. That's after March 8th. So she saw some of it. Okay, well, great. I mean, good for him. Hey, there's a Cleveland guy, and he opened a business. And I hope that's really successful for him. I don't... What does it even charge to go climb a fake wall of rock? Like what
fake $10.
I mean 14 feet's kind of high, right? Is it? I don't know.
I'd say so.
I don't know. That's basically trying to climb up you standing on Brian's shoulders.
Right. I'm thinking it's not that high.
I mean, it's like for a cool outing. I mean,
maybe it's really wide or something.
Yeah, I suppose if like you're trying it, that's cool. Like you don't necessarily want to go climb like Devil's Peak your first time out of the gate. So I get that. But yeah, I mean, 14 feet. Okay.
I've always thought this about rock climbing, and this is why I've never even thought about doing it, is that you at least have to have enough like arm strength to pull your body up without your legs.
No.
Right. American Ninja Warrior style.
And like I completely cannot do that. So it's kind of like climbing the rope in gym, which we've talked about in the past.
See, like back in the day, I used to love climbing, and Lord knows nobody has the arm strength to pull my body without legs.
So you can always use your legs to kind of climb.
Yeah, I mean, like the hardcore climbing is like that, but I managed to make some pretty ridiculously, stupidly dangerous climbs where I could just like use my hands but still get my feet on the wall, like even down like in the metro parks and shit. And it's like I look back on it now, I'm like, wow, that was stupid.
Well, that makes it interesting. Maybe one day I'll climb a rock wall then. I always thought that you had to be able to, like, use your arms, keep your body up, because I'm a giant. I can't keep myself up. I'm a wimpy giant.
Giant.
Plus, I think my belly would be in the way of the wall, and it would just push me off.
Yeah, like I totally couldn't do it now because my arms couldn't reach the wall with my belly against it.
This is, yeah.
I'd be standing at the bottom with my arms out, just looking sad, crying.
My belly would get hooked on one of those like grippy things. I'm like, ah!
Impale myself and like intestines start falling out down the wall.
Just tearing open my belly button as I'm laying there. It's like, let the fat guy on the rock wall. It was only 14 feet. I thought I could handle it. Idiot. Cleveland, Ohio. A year ago, residents of Brady Lake in Portage County near Kent voted the tiny village of about 500 residents out of existence.
You're out of here.
That 106-88 vote to disincorporate the village ended 90 years of history that included a brief role as a lake resort once billed as, quote, Ohio's most perfect playground, end quote. That's just some shit somebody made up. And launched an uncertain future. Deteriorating roads, funding cuts, and resident complaints about taxes and services prompted a second vote to officially dismantle the village. Well, yeah, if you only have 500 residents and you need to put in like, a $5 million road or something, your taxes are going to be super dumb. The community with it, I wish, that shit would happen to Lindale.
Oh, my God.
The community with its lake named for an 18th century frontier Indian fighter became part of adjoining Franklin Township. And according to some residents, so far the results seem to be working out. That was nice of Franklin Township to take them. Unlike Cleveland, like when East Cleveland's like, hey, can we join with Cleveland? And people in Cleveland are like, are you kidding? No, we don't. You're going to stay your own bankrupt city. We're not taking you. Come on. Cleveland, Ohio. Surrounded by stylish modern hotels, the veteran Cleveland Marriott downtown at Key Center is ready for a new look of its own. The hotel, built in 1991, wow, that seems like ages ago, when I graduated from high school, has a new owner, a new general manager, and a new aesthetic. Also, a new spa and fitness center, a new restaurant, and a new attitude, said general manager Harmit Ott, who relocated from Chicago 6 months ago to helm the transformation. He believes the renovation will return the Marriott to its rightful place among the city's best hotels. I don't know why, but that Harmit Ott sounds really freaking familiar to me. I'm going to look that guy up later. Because when you think Cleveland, you don't think nice hotels. I know I don't.
Dude.
He believes the renovation will return the Marriott to its rightful place among the city's best hotels. It certainly has one of the best locations, just off Public Square. and across the street from the Huntington Convention Center. Initially known as the Marriott at Society Center, the hotel was built alongside what was then Society Tower at 948 feet tall, still the tallest building in both Cleveland and Ohio. Pretty much if you come into Cleveland, it's the glowing thing at the top that you'll notice first.
Mhm.
And somebody said that was a secret church inside of there for
Devil.
Masons.
the Masons. There was a Mason temple at the top. Who knows? It might be true. I haven't been up there. Be weird. Like, what the? Oh, I'm sorry. You can't leave now. What? Yeah, I'm sorry. You've seen our secret temple at the top. Well, it's got a big blinky light on it, man. Pointing right at it. Well, too bad. I don't know. You ever see that Mason building downtown, though, that's like all brick? It's like this giant brick building.
The one over by
the Laborers Hall.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could make brick buildings that big.
36th. It's like,
It's
it's
just some random number you just shouted out at me. I don't know what that means. But
36th Street.
Yeah. It's big.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still use that or not. They still call it the Masons Hall.
They
or
have
something.
concerts there and stuff.
Yeah. Like Ghost was there like 2 years ago or something.
Oh, really? So I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Because they know it's a Masonic temple with, like, you know, the Illuminati and shit.
I saw their new video. I don't know what to think about it. It's like that guy's dancing all over the place. I don't know if that's just supposed to be like he's mocking that or something, or he's suddenly become like a ballerina. I don't know what to think of it. It's really weird to me. I felt unease. Maybe that was the whole purpose. Cleveland, Ohio. What songs would make you want to visit Cleveland? How about Let It Whip, Hungry Eyes, or It's Your Thing? Listen, that's just what it says.
Hungry Eyes is Eric Carmen.
Yeah.
Brand USA, in partnership with streaming music service Spotify, has created playlists for Cleveland and 20 other U.S. cities, part of the agency's new Hear the Music, Experience the USA campaign. The campaign is designed to increase interest in travel to the United States.
So they've gone ahead and overlooked Cleveland Rocks. This town is my town.
Cleveland's travel playlist includes songs by Eric Carmen, the Daz Band, Kid Cudi, Tracy Chapman, Q Money, the James Gang, and John Legend, plus numerous artists that aren't from Ohio. It's described as the sounds of Midwestern grit meeting cosmopolitan pleasures.
Right.
The list is Work by Q Money, Break Up the End by Cole Swindell, Hangin' Young by Chris Young, First Day Out by T Grizzly, I Lived It, Blake Shelton, Slower by Fillmore, Disciples of Funk by Bootsy Rubber Band, A Little Love by Aura, Let It Whip by the Daz Band, It's Your Thing by the Isley Brothers, Low Down by Boz Scaggs, Cross 110th Street by Bobby Womack.
This is the most disconnected, discombobulated musical compilation ever.
Across 110th Street's about New York. Fast Car by Tracy Chapman, Gold on the Ceiling, The Black Keys, The Crossroads by Bone Thugs and Harmony,
Yeah.
Billy Don't Be a Hero, beat Bo Donaldson and the Haywoods, Enter Entirely, Cloud Nothings, Hungry Eyes, Eric Carmen, Funk Number 49 by the James Gang, I Need My Girl, The National, Ordinary People, John Legend, Pursuit of Happiness, Nightmare by Kid Cudi, MGMT, and Rat-a-Tat, and Home for the Weekend by Ross Ellis. Look, man, I don't know.
Okay, that list not only doesn't make me want to visit Cleveland, it makes me want to move away from Cleveland.
I mean, there's not a lot of good ones in there.
No.
And like, really?
No Devo?
How do you not have, like, oh my God, like, it's all bad. But like, who's their audience? Because you know what, the people who listen to Kid Cudi ain't listening to Boz Scaggs. So is the concept, hey, everybody will enjoy this because there will be 2 songs on it that they like. That way, we're appealing to everybody.
some 22-year-old intern was just tasked with the Cleveland one. They were like, "You're doing Cleveland." I don't know anything about Cleveland.
Well, to start you off, we've selected these songs that have Cleveland in the title. I'm not using any of those now. Okay, well, here are some artists from Cleveland. No, Like I think three of those are from people from around here.
Let's find some background music from the Drew Carey Show and just pick songs on there. Let's see. Cleveland Heights, Ohio. That's a drink.
That's a drink.
At 2:20 a.m., April 19th, an officer on patrol saw a car traveling without its headlights activated. The car then began to weave. The officer attempted to make a traffic stop. The car would not stop. And the driver eventually hit a speed of 60 miles per hour. Not a good plan.
Officer said, "Fuck this."
Went home.
Shut off
At one
his lights.
point,
Went back home.
sideswiping a car. The officer gave up the high-speed pursuit. There you go,
Fuck
Larry.
it.
But continued in the direction the suspect's car was traveling. Shortly after, it was found that the suspect's car had been driven over a fence in a residential yard and had slammed into a house at the intersection of Luxor and Superior Roads in East Cleveland. You can just go ahead and drink for that. It wasn't shot, but driving a car into a house is...
That also is
That's
the drink.
Yeah, still basically the same thing. The man whose car had been sideswiped followed the suspect and saw him, after the crash, get out of his car's passenger side and run. Short time later, the suspect stopped a Cleveland Heights police officer. Suspect smelled of alcohol as he told the officer that two men with guns had forced him to drive into the house. As he spoke to the
I don't
officer,
think that's true. I think he's probably lying.
the suspect asked several times about the location of his car. The suspect, who was alone, failed field sobriety test and was arrested. He refused to be processed at the jail and fell on the floor several times, stating that he was going to urinate on himself. Police charged the man with OVI, fleeing, eluding, and driving with a suspended license. Oh, that's pretty good, though. He was that drunk that he thought to himself, like, I'm just going to tell him that I was
carjacked, and the carjacker was like, now drive straight into the side of that house.
That sounds like a plan. That's young. Here we go. It's Rocky River, Ohio. There's like 4 stories here. I had to find the right one. On April 18th, a woman cleaning and preparing a home for an estate sale found what looked like a hand grenade in the basement.
Dear Lord.
The police bomb squad determined the device was a real World War I era grenade, but was disabled. It was removed from the home for disposal.
Okay.
Couldn't find any.
I mean, there was that one
stories.
guy that died when he was working on the Civil War era cannonball. So, I mean, I guess that you can definitely find some old ordnance that will kill people, but it would be weird to have a live hand grenade fly all the way out from Europe and come back and land in Cleveland and still be functional. I think even with the lax airport security that probably existed in the 1920s, or actually they didn't even have planes, right? It was just boats. I think somebody would have said something. So when did they make airplanes? There was planes in war, but I don't think they had passenger planes back then. The end of World War I. I think it was like all biplanes and shit. Because Amelia Earhart, she was still trying to fly across the ocean and stuff. I mean, she did it once or something.
Right.
And that was like, I think that was in the 40s, maybe the 30s, maybe. I don't know.
Frankly, I'm just sitting here shocked and amazed that you don't know that. Like, because
when the first passenger plane started,
you're the go-to
sure.
dude. Like, your knowledge base is insane. Like,
well, I don't know when the first passenger plane was.
Like, I fully would have thought like one of us would have been like, wait, they had passenger planes back then, and you would have been like, well, the first commercial passenger plane flew December 18th. 1937.
Well, they had blimps in the 30s.
52 people on board
Zeppelins.
from.
The World War One. I don't know.
Okay, well, the Wright brothers clearly predated World War One.
Right, but I'm saying passengers flying over the ocean to Europe.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That's a little bit. I mean,
they were still using. Listen, my parents came over on boats, so that was in the
okay, but
40s.
they still have boats.
Yeah, I think boat travel went on up until like the 60s. I mean, for European travel.
But back then, that was the main way of getting.
Yeah, it was definitely, even if they did have it, it was cheaper to go by boat for the longest time. But my inaccuracy was,
especially after the Titanic.
I don't think it was even possible to fly from World War One by plane at all across the ocean.
You want me to go ask them?
No, I could Google it. I'm certain of that at this point because I know that's what the whole Amelia Earhart thing was, and I know that her planes were too modern for it to be in World War One. I've seen those World War One videos, man. No, digital video of the combat of World War One. There's some film, but it's always anytime you watch like films of World War One, it's like that. You're watching like a Keystone Cops type of thing.
Everybody's super fast, right. Got the halo around everything.
Right. It's all sped up. Everybody's smiling and waving.
They got those big, stupid mustaches and everything. They're like, pointy hats. You're like, this is ridiculous. Can't watch. Okay, Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland Heights man, drink, is accused of shooting 2 people inside his car, drink, as they drove back from a car auction in Pennsylvania, police say. Denzel Pillars, 23, is charged with aggravated robbery. Well, this guy he was really upset at the 2 passengers in his car. They had to shoot him while he was driving. He is not in police custody, and a warrant was issued Thursday for his arrest. Pillars, his girlfriend, and 2 brothers from Westlake all drove to a car auction on Wednesday, according to police reports. Brothers told police they met Pillars at his car lot on Euclid Avenue and East 169th Street. Group drove back to Cleveland, and Pillars' girlfriend pulled off Interstate 90 on the East 72nd Street ramp as Pillars tried to rob the duo, according to police reports. That's some weird shit.
Wait. He was a passenger in the car and decided to shoot the driver?
No, the girlfriend of Pillars was driving, I think. And so she pulled the car over, and then at that point, they all got out of the car, and then he tried to rob the 2, was it his brothers?
Oh, okay.
That's
his girlfriend and 2 brothers. I don't know if it was his girlfriend or his 2 brothers or his girlfriend's 2 brothers, but he was trying to rob both of them. Either way, that's a fucked up thing to do.
Well, because like the way the story started out, I thought he like shot him in the car, but like they're still alive and he's like not in custody, so he like shot him on the way back from Pennsylvania, and then like an hour later was like, okay, now get the fuck out. Dropped them off at their house.
I think there's some circumstances to this. Like they were probably going to buy a car, and those guys owed him money, and he was like, "Well, we didn't buy the car, so just give me the money." And they were like, "No, I'm not giving you the money." And he's like, "You owe me the money." You know, it's going to be something like that.
Yeah.
He's like, "Pull the car over," and then shit got heated, and he decided to just shoot him and take the money. So that was a bad plan.
Which anybody would do. I mean. Like if you had an agreement in principle to buy the car,
seems logical.
Yeah, I mean, who here among us hasn't found themselves in that situation with a friend?
I mean, I've certainly been in like a long car trip with my brother, and
you actually wanted to shoot him.
He's been in the back seat and he's been fucking with me, pulling my hair, flipping my earlobe and shit. Eventually, you do get to a breaking point. I could see it happening. You're just like, pull the car over. I'm killing this motherfucker.
I'm going to shoot him.
Right.
You don't have a gun. I'm going to stab him.
He's done. It's over.
I'll figure it out.
All right, that's it for the show. I had 3 more, but we're 1 minute and 3 in, or an hour and 3 in, so we're done.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week with more from Cleveland, Ohio.
Woo!
And who knows when Brian will be back, but we'll continue to mock him until he is.
Yeah.
That's it. What's happening in Cleveland on Facebook? Good night.
Peace.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
See ya.
Wait.